Good morning, my fellow patriots. Normally, I choose a far left propaganda outlet to start my little tirades on, and today is no different. I'm going with Gizmodo. They're so far left, they turn far left so often, you would swear they were all failed NASCAR drivers. But before I begin the story, take a look at that picture. Now, I've always said that you can tell which way the article leans just by looking at the picture. This is the exception to the rule. If all I had to go on the story was that picture, you didn't tell me what organization printed this story or what the story was about, but you just showed me this picture, this smiling face of Representative Green holding up an impeach Biden sign. Well, I would swear it was from some far-right news outlet. Let's get on with the story, though. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene learned what permanently suspended means on Twitter today. Kind of. Good Lord. Who writes for Gizmodo? Couldn't they get a job at a real news outlet? Twitter banned Greene's personal account for repeatedly violating its COVID-19 misinformation policy. However, it took no action on her congressional account. Oh boy, do they sound butthurt about that. For any Republican still to have a Twitter account, though, after President Trump was banned while he was in office, they had to know it was only a matter of time before they were banned. They should have joined some other social media outlet like Minds, Gab, or Rumble. And if rumors are true about Rumble, they're going to shortly partner up with President Trump's Truth Social network soon. Let's get on a little bit with this story. Twitter on Sunday banned the personal account of Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican of Georgia, and frequent peddler of misinformation, after she tweeted about extremely high amounts of COVID vaccine deaths. Have you ever noticed? I hate these partial quotes. For God's sakes, it's not even an entire sentence. They just quoted a few words from the end of a single sentence. I don't know what the full quote was. I looked around for 5 or 10 minutes. I couldn't find the full quote on any news source. So I'm going to have to make an assumption that there was something about the full sentence or the full quote that disturbed Gizmodo. There was some information in there they did not want you to have. Here's what I did find, though. Now, when I typed in the words extremely high amounts of COVID vaccine deaths to try to find the full tweet, I found this instead. Now, I've never seen this website before. It's called Plague Info that you can see. And from the headline, look at it. Study. At least 400,000 people in America have died from COVID vaccines. I had to go on. I had to do a little bit of reading on the story. I'm glad I did. Columbia University researchers have found that the true death count from Wuhan coronavirus vaccination, quotation marks, is substantially higher than the official figures from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC. The CDC claims that only 20,000 people have died from the Fauci flu injections. That's why I had to go to this story. I have never heard of it called the Fauci flu before. I don't know why. I must be living under a rock. But if they've just coined that term, I'm gonna steal it. But Colombia's underreporting factor estimates that 20 times that number, or around 400,000 deaths, is far more accurate. So, Columbia University is claiming that at least 400,000 people have died from the Fauci flu injections, not the 20,000 that the CDC claims. So it looks like, for now, the science is in dispute. Exactly how many people have died from Fauci flu injections? Now, before we get back to the main story, take a look at this. True COVID vaccine death count could actually be more than 820,000 people. So, Columbia University, this very prestigious university, claims that indeed there are a great number of Fauci flu vaccine deaths. Maybe if Twitter was more interested in the truth instead of political bias, they wouldn't have banned the good representative Marjorie Greene. Now, let's go down to the very end of this thing. She's quoted right here. Social media platforms can't stop the truth from being spread far and wide. Big tech can't stop the truth, Greene said. Communist Democrats can't stop the truth. I stand with the truth and the people. We will overcome. Gizmodo has the last word because naturally, it's their story, right? This, of course, is a lie because Greene often does not tell the truth. Well, Gizmodo, I have to agree with you quietly, though, because you know what? She's a politician. I don't trust any politicians, right or left. Of course she lies. All politicians lie. It's part of their DNA. I like to tease the hell out of people. And sometimes they can't tell if I'm teasing or not, so they'll ask me if I'm lying. And my standard response is, do you see my lips moving? That's what I think all politicians are like. How can you tell they're lying? Do you see their lips moving? Don't judge a person by what they say, judge them by what they do. If anything, for most politicians, what they do is even worse than what they say.